A bag of mass-market dog food costs $20 to $35 for 30 pounds. The packaging shows photographs of grilled chicken, cuts of beef, and fresh vegetables. The marketing uses words like real, natural, and wholesome. The first ingredient on the label is ground yellow corn. The second is chicken byproduct meal. There is no actual chicken on the ingredient list. There is rendered chicken byproduct, and that is a different thing. This is not exclusive to one brand. It is the structural design of the American mass-market pet food industry. The packaging is engineered to look like meat. The formulation is engineered to be inexpensive to produce. 10 brands occupy roughly 70% of the American dog food market. 8 share the same ingredient architecture. 2 contain what the front of the package suggests. By the end of this, you will know which 2. Avoid 1. Beneful. Beneful is a Purina brand. The packaging features grilled meats and steamed vegetables. The first ingredient on Beneful Originals is ground yellow corn. The second is chicken byproduct meal. The third is corn gluten meal. The fourth is whole grain wheat. Named muscle meat appears as the 7th or 8th ingredient by weight. Chicken byproduct meal is rendered protein made from chicken parts that do not qualify as muscle meat, necks, feet, undeveloped eggs, and intestines. It is a legal protein source under AFCO regulations. It is not chicken. The packaging is the marketing. The ingredient list is the product. Avoid 2. Pedigree. Pedigree is owned by Mars Pet Care, the same parent company as IAMS, Caesar, and Royal Canin. The first ingredient on Pedigree Adult Complete Nutrition is ground whole grain corn. The second is meat and bone meal. The third is corn gluten meal. The fourth is animal fat. The fifth is soybean meal. Meat and bone meal is rendered from unspecified mammalian sources. Under AAFCO regulations, the meat source does not need to be identified on the label. The protein could be cattle, pigs, or any combination of rendered livestock. The label is legally compliant. It is also informationally incomplete. Avoid 3. Kibbles and Bits. Kibbles and Bits is owned by the J.M. Smucker Company. The brand was the subject of 2017 litigation alleging trace pentobarbital contamination. The case settled without admission of liability. The first ingredient is corn. The second is soybean meal. The third is beef and bone meal. The fourth is ground wheat flour. The ingredient list also includes corn syrup, propylene glycol, artificial colors, red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, and BHA as a preservative. The product reads closer to a processed snack formulation than a primary protein source. Avoid 4. Purina Dog Chow. Purina Dog Chow has been on the American market since 1957 and is one of the highest volume dog food brands in the United States. The first ingredient is whole grain corn. The second is meat and bone meal. The third is corn gluten meal. The fourth is animal fat. The fifth is soybean. Fourth is animal fat. The fifth is soybean meal. The sixth is poultry byproduct meal. Crude protein on the label is approximately 21%, sourced primarily from rendered byproducts and plant proteins. Dogs metabolize plant protein less efficiently than animal protein. The guaranteed analysis is accurate. The protein quality is what the ingredient list suggests. Avoid 5. Ol Roy. Ol Roy is Walmart's house brand manufactured by contract manufacturers under specifications set by Walmart. It is one of the highest volume dog foods in the United States by the retail unit. The first ingredient is ground yellow corn. The second is meat and bone meal. The third is soybean meal. The fourth is wheat middlings. The fifth is animal fat. Named muscle meat typically appears below the 10th ingredient position, if it appears at all. Olroy retails at $9 to $16 for a 17-pound bag. That price point requires this formulation. The product delivers calories. It does not deliver biologically appropriate protein. If this is the first time anyone has walked you through dog food labels at this level, subscribe. No brand sponsorships, no affiliate links, just the ingredient lists. Avoid 6. IAMS is positioned as premium nutrition, with pricing 30 to 50% above pedigree. The first ingredient on IAMS Proactive Health adult chicken is chicken. The second is ground whole grain corn. The third is chicken byproduct meal. The fourth is dried beet pulp. The presence of chicken as the first ingredient is genuine. The issue is mass calculation. Whole chicken contains 70% water by weight. When the formulation is dried into kibble, the actual dry weight contribution of chicken drops below several other ingredients. The corn and the chicken byproduct meal that appear second and third contribute more dry weight protein than the first listed chicken. This is a standard industry practice. It is not what most consumers assume. Avoid 7. Gravy Train. Gravy Train is owned by the J.M. Smucker Company, the same parent as Kibbles and Bits. The brand was part of the same 2017 pentobarbital litigation. The first ingredient is corn, the second is meat and bone meal, the third is soybean meal, the fourth is animal fat. The brand markets a gravy feature that activates when water is added to the kibble. The gravy effect is achieved through cornstarch, animal fat, and artificial color additives. The product is engineered for one thing: presentation when wet. The wet appearance is a chemistry trick. It is not a nutritional feature. Avoid 8. Alpo Alpo is a third Purina brand on this list. The packaging features photographs of cuts of beef and emphasizes real beef in the product positioning. The first ingredient on Alpo Prime Cuts is ground yellow corn, the second is beef and bone meal, the third is soybean meal, the fourth is wheat middlings, the fifth is corn gluten meal. Named beef appears below the 7th ingredient position by weight. The real beef claim is technically accurate. There is beef in the product. The beef is in the form of byproduct meal and bone meal sourced from rendering facilities. Photographs of cuts of beef are marketing imagery. They are not ingredient documentation. Worth it 1. Origin is manufactured by Champion Pet Foods, headquartered in Alberta, Canada, with American production in Kentucky. The brand operates under a published philosophy requiring 85 to 90% animal ingredients across the line. The first 5 ingredients of Origin Original are deboned chicken, deboned turkey, yellowtail flounder, whole eggs, and whole Atlantic mackerel. 5 named muscle meats. No rendered byproducts, no corn, no grain. Crude protein is 38% minimum sourced from named animal ingredients rather than plant proteins. The fiber comes from fruits and vegetables instead of corn. The carbohydrate source is named on the label. Origin retails at $90 to $130 for a 25-pound bag. The price reflects the ingredient cost. You are paying for muscle meat. The label corresponds to what is in the bag. Worth it 2. Ziwi Peak. Ziwi Peak is a New Zealand brand that manufactures air-dried dog food using a single meat formulation philosophy. The air drying process preserves the raw nutritional profile without the high temperature extrusion used in conventional kibble. The first ingredient is the named protein. The Ziwi Peak lamb formula lists lamb at 96% of the formulation. lamb muscle meat, lamb organs, lamb bone, and lamb tripe. The remaining 4% is New Zealand green-lipped mussel, kelp, and vitamins. No corn, no grain, no rendered byproducts, no artificial preservatives. The ingredient list is short, named, and traceable to New Zealand farms with documented sourcing. Ziwi Peak retails at $55 to $90 for a 5.5 pound bag. The cost per ounce is significantly higher than mass-market kibble. The cost per gram of named muscle meat, once you adjust for actual meat content, is lower than the equivalent in Beneful or Alpo. 10 brands. 8 share the same architecture. Beneful, Pedigree, Kibbles and Bits, Purina Dog Chow, Olroy, IAMS, Gravy Train, and Alpo all use a common formulation strategy. Ground corn or whole grain corn as the primary calorie source, rendered byproduct meal as the protein source, and packaging imagery that does not correspond to the ingredient list. The protein percentage on the label is real. The source of the protein is rendered byproduct, not muscle meat. The corn is not a supplement, it is the foundation. The two brands worth your dog's food budget share one structural characteristic. Their ingredient lists begin with named muscle meats: deboned chicken, deboned turkey, lamb, mackerel, and continue with named muscle meats. The protein source on the label is the protein source in the bag. The marketing imagery corresponds to the product. The price differential is real. Origin costs 3 to 4 times what Beneful costs per pound. The cost per gram of named muscle meat is closer than that ratio suggests. You are not paying more for the same product. You are paying for a different product.